Me and him was sleeping around that time. Me and him, I was in a relationship with me and him.
But you weren't having sex with your ex, though.
No, I was not having sex with my ex.
Are you sure?
We used the condom. The one time we did have sex in February.
I told him that he was the father because he was much older and he was much responsible for taking care of her. But there's a possibility that he's the father, too.
Oh, so you're saying right now that there is a possibility that someone else is your daughter's biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Lake immediately calls out Mr. Wallace's behavior, pointing out he is not a single man sowing his oats, but is, in fact, married with a family. He tries to weakly claim his marriage was an accident, which the judge instantly shuts down. You can't accidentally have a wife and 3 kids, sir. This sets the stage for a session full of shocking reveals and zero tolerance for his excuses.
Now, it would be different if you were just a young man sowing your oats.
I am.
And you had let all these women know that, listen, I'm a dating man, I'm single, but you're not single.
I am.
You're not.
The drama escalates when Ms. Reed exposes Mr. Wallace's lies, revealing he was texting her just weeks ago, professing his love. He flatly denies it, but the seed of doubt is planted. This moment perfectly captures the chaotic web of deception he's spun, leaving everyone wondering who, if anyone, he's been truthful with. The conflicting stories create a classic he said, she said showdown.
And so, you are not suggesting that your relationship with her is an accident because you have 3 children with her and a family as well. In addition, you have another child with Ms. Austin.
Judge Lake delivers a reality check to Ms. Reed, reminding her that technically she is still married to Mr. Wallace until those divorce papers are final. The judge emphasizes the 3 children counting on them to act maturely, a stark contrast to the circus unfolding in the courtroom. It's a sobering moment that cuts through the chaos and refocuses on the real victims, the kids.
But we're trying to get divorced. I want nothing to do with
Well, I'll give you all this news flash. You're still married until you divorce. And you have 3 children who are counting on you to handle that maturely and respectfully.
Judge Lake turns to Ms. Austin, who believes she's the soon-to-be Mrs. Wallace. The judge logically points out the flaw in her plan. He's still married. Ms. Reed chimes in with a brutal, "He cheated, 'cause he boring and you can't cook." The catty comment adds humor, but the judge steers it back, genuinely wanting to understand Ms. Austin's mindset despite the overwhelming evidence against him.
Cheated because he boring and you can't cook. So why was the same stupid thing I did?
Miss Reed, give Ms. Austin a chance. I really want to know from you. What are you thinking?
Ms. Austin explains she thought Mr. Wallace had changed because he stopped his old behaviors and even gave her his phone. Her belief shatters when Judge Lake reveals he recently texted Ms. Reed. Ms. Austin, stunned, "I didn't know that," is a powerful moment of realization. She was living in a carefully constructed fantasy, and the walls are suddenly crumbling down around her in real time.
You did? Why did you think that?
He stopped doing everything. He stopped cheating. He even gave me his phone.
But did you know that Ms. Reed said he just texted her a couple weeks ago and said he wanted to be with her and Ms.
me.
Roberts?
I didn't know.
In a bombshell reveal, Judge Lake shares the results of Mr. Wallace's lie detector test. Before questions even began, he voluntarily admitted to sleeping with 4 other women in the past 3 months, none of whom are the women in the case. The test confirmed he was telling the truth about this. The sheer number and his casual admission leave the entire courtroom and us stunned by his audacity.
In advance of taking the lie detector test, you admitted to having sex with 4 other women that were not involved in this case during the past 3 months.
Judge Lake asks Ms. Austin if she still wants to be with Mr. Wallace after hearing about the 4 other women. Her soft no is a huge turning point. The judge offers compassionate, empowering advice, telling her not to be ashamed. She notes that many women have trusted the wrong man, and even Ms. Reed claps in support. It's a moment of solidarity and growth amidst the mess.
It seems like it almost hit you by surprise, like you weren't expecting to hear that. Look at me. Don't be ashamed. Look, first of all, let's really keep it real. You're not the first woman nor the only woman in this room that has loved the wrong man for too long.
Mr. Wallace's facade completely crumbles. He defiantly states the women know what I am, but when confronted about his wife's alleged cheating, he spirals, shockingly saying if he could go back in time, he would cheat more. This raw, unrepentant outburst reveals the depth of his disrespect and anger, causing the courtroom to erupt and leading to his temporary expulsion for his disruptive behavior.
Listen, I'll tell you what you are.
A liar.
Thank you.
A cheater.
You
a
is too.
heartbreaker. No, don't say I am
on
nothing.
you because you cheat on me.
No, you didn't.
If I could go back to hands of time, I would have did more things when I was.
Is that the lies you said?
So what you're saying is, if you could go back in time.
After being removed, Mr. Wallace surprisingly returns to the courtroom. He offers a sincere apology to the judge, the court, and all three women. This is a stark contrast to his previous aggression. He explains he came for his kids, hinting at a deeper motivation for his return. This moment introduces a glimmer of hope for redemption, changing the entire tone of the proceeding.
You know, you had to have a moment. Sometimes we have to have that in life, but I'm glad you're back.
I'd like to apologize to you and the court and the bailiff, and to Miss Reed and Miss Austin, Miss Roberts. The thing is, where I'm from,
Go ahead, baby.
Mr. Wallace delivers a heartfelt confession, revealing he never had a father figure to show him how to treat women or be a man. He admits his toxic behavior is the only way I know from his upbringing. He concludes by simply stating, "I just need help." This vulnerable admission provides crucial context for his actions and shifts him from a pure villain to a flawed product of his environment.
I never had anybody to show me how to treat a woman or to be a man. Or I'm just here for my kids. Where I'm from, the way that I treat women, the only way I know. That's the only thing that's accepted from where I'm from.
Judge Lake offers profound praise, telling Mr. Wallace that walking back into the courtroom was the act of a man, not a boy. She acknowledges his tough exterior was an act to mask deep hurt from his fatherless childhood. By validating his struggle while commending his courage to return, she creates a transformative moment of grace and accountability, paving the way for real change.
The things and the issues you've been a victim of, your childhood, not having a father. And I want to say to you in front of everybody that you could have walked out that door and never come back.
The DNA results are in. Mr. Wallace is the father of Ms. Roberts' son. He expresses genuine relief and apologizes for the pain he's caused all three women over the past 2 years. This confirmation of paternity, coupled with his contrite apology, solidifies his responsibilities and marks a potential new beginning focused on his children, finally providing a clear path forward for this fractured family situation.
Roberts versus Wallace. When it comes to baby Danielle Wallace, Mr. Wallace, you are the father.
I gotta go.
The case is laid out. Tiffany Browning believes Charles Browning is her biological father, but he insists he's only the legal father because he was married to her mother at the time. He claims they were separated and not intimate, making it impossible. Tiffany, however, is not alone. She's brought her grandmother, who is also Charles's mother, to court for support. This family divide is about to get messy.
I'm here to prove that Charles is my biological father.
And you're here with your grandmother,
Yes, ma'am.
which happens to be Mr. Browning's mother.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Ms. Browning, you're here to support Tiffany, Ms. Browning,
Yes, I'm here to support.
because you believe your son is her biological father.
I know.
Mr. Browning passionately defends his role, asking, "What does it matter, Your Honor?" He lists all the things he did. He raised her, went to school events, and her graduation. He reveals he was married to Rose, had 2 other girls with her, but insists they were separated for 6 months before Tiffany's conception, and he didn't touch her. He believes the real father was a drifter.
Your Honor, I'm the legal father of Tiffany, Your Honor, because at the time of Tiffany's conception with her mother, Your Honor, I was still married to the mother. But I'm not biologically the father. I believe the father is another man. I heard he was a drifter. Your Honor, what does it matter, Your Honor? What does it matter? I raised her. I took her to school. I went to the ball games with her.
The plot thickens as Grandma drops a bombshell. She directly contradicts her son, stating she knows he's the father because he and Rose lived in her house. She claims, "I saw them having sex, and not just once." She specifies locations, the attic and her living room with the door wide open. Charles repeatedly denies it, but his mother is providing a level of detail that is both shocking and incredibly specific.
he is the father of Tiffany because he and Rose lived in my house. And I saw them having sex.
That is not true.
So you knew they were intimate during that time?
Yes.
Not true.
I
Not true.
saw them more than once.
Not true.
And
Not
I
true.
saw them more than once.
Your
On
Honor.
the first floor in my living room.
We learn the moment Tiffany's world shattered. At just 12 years old, she overheard a family argument where she was called a one-night stand. She didn't even understand what that meant. The judge is rightfully horrified that a child was exposed to such a hurtful adult conversation. This reveals the deep, long-lasting emotional scar that this paternity mystery has left on her for over half her life.
When I was 12.
When you were 12?
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, it came up in a family argument. They were arguing, and I heard that he may not be a possibility. I heard I was a one-night stand. Yeah, I was upset after that. It wasn't, they said I was supposed to learn when I got of age.
But you were 12?
Yes.
The emotional core of the case shines through when the judge asks Grandma how her son's denial makes her feel. She simply says, "It makes me feel sad, and it's not for me, it's for her." This isn't about being right, it's about a grandmother's heartbreak for her granddaughter. Her loyalty is clearly with Tiffany, showing a powerful matriarchal love that transcends her own son's arguments.
She never accepted me.
I have never said that. I actually saw many times they lived in my house 7 days a week.
How does your son's denial make you feel? You say you know. How does it make you feel to hear him deny Tiffany?
A new witness, Alexis, Tiffany's sister, takes the stand. She recalls being 8 years old when her mother told her that Tiffany's father was not their dad, but a man she was dating after their separation. She states her mom said that man didn't want to be a father. This testimony directly supports Mr. Browning's story and deals a devastating blow to Tiffany and her grandmother's belief.
That's your father?
Correct.
All right. So, Alexis, I want to understand from you. You have the same mother as Tiffany?
Correct, yes.
What did your mother tell you, or did she tell you anything about the paternity of your sister? Was there a different father? What did you know?
Your Honor, I remember recalling being about 8 years old, and my mom came to me and told me that my mom and my dad were getting a divorce.
In a poignant moment, Tiffany points to a photo, stating she sees a resemblance between herself and Mr. Browning. Even her sister Alexis, who just testified against the paternity, agrees. She admits, "They do favor, they really do, Your Honor." This moment of visual evidence introduces a powerful what if, clinging to the hope that biology might still confirm the father-daughter bond she's always felt in her heart.
I feel like we favor in that picture right there.
You and Mr. Browning?
Yes.
And you say you see a resemblance?
Yeah.
I see a resemblance too in that photo. I will have to say, I've never thought my sister and I look alike. I see myself and my dad. I can see.
Tiffany presents a medical chart as evidence she and Mr. Browning share asthma, type 1 diabetes, and a shellfish allergy. The odds of one person having all three of the same conditions as another are presented as highly unlikely without a biological link. This isn't just about looks anymore, it's about shared biology, creating a compelling scientific argument that throws his entire denial into question.
You submitted a chart to the court. Walk through this with me.
Yes.
You say you have asthma.
Yes.
And Mr. Browning, the man you believe is your father, has asthma as well.
He had asthma.
You say you have type 1 diabetes.
Yes, he has diabetes.
Is that true, Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor.
A medical expert, Dr. Brown Parks, is brought in to analyze the medical evidence. She confirms that each condition, asthma, diabetes, and a shellfish allergy, has a significantly increased likelihood of being passed from a parent to a child. She concludes that having all three matching conditions increases the likelihood of Mr. Browning being the father. The science seems to be leaning heavily in Tiffany's favor.
Asthma is a constrictive airway disease, and when we're talking about the father with asthma, the chances of having a child diagnosed with asthma also in a father who has it is 2.5 to 3 times depending on the age of diagnosis.
Interesting. So now, what about diabetes?
In a heartbreaking moment, Tiffany confesses what she truly wants from these results. Fighting back tears, she says, "I want him to be my dad. She reveals she's had his name for years, and the thought of it not being true is crushing. This raw admission isn't about winning a case. It's about a daughter's lifelong desire for her father's biological acknowledgement.
A little emotional.
And why do you feel emotional, honey?
Because it may not turn out what I wanted it to be.
What do you want it?
I want him to be my dad. I don't know. I've had his name for years, and I just hate for it to just hate to live with that. But I just gotta live with it and move on.
Seeing Tiffany's emotion visibly affects Mr. Browning. He admits, "I hate to see her in that state." The judge then extracts a crucial affirmation from him, asking if, regardless of biology, he loves her like a daughter. His "Yes, Your Honor" is a powerful moment. It confirms that their bond, built over a lifetime, is real and exists separate from the DNA results they are about to hear.
Yes, Your Honor, I hate to see her in that state, but it's for her best.
I understand. Regardless of the biology and the paternity, you have been there for Tiffany and you love her like a daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you hear that, Tiffany?
Yes.
I'm ready to go to the results.
The moment of truth arrives. The results are in. Mr. Browning, you are not the father. The outcome is not what Tiffany hoped for. The courtroom reacts with immediate comfort as Grandma and her sister rush to her side, assuring her, "He loves you." It's a devastating conclusion for Tiffany, but the family's swift embrace shows that their love for her is not dependent on a DNA test.
In the case of Browning versus Browning, when it comes to 25-year-old Tiffany Browning, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Browning, you are not the father.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Nothing's changed, Tiffany. You're gonna be okay.
Mr. Hodges lays out his case, accusing Ms. Willard of being a liar and a cheater. He claims he caught her with multiple guys, including one she had hidden in the room. The foundation of their relationship was shaky from the start. He met her right after she had a one-night stand with another man, and he was there to comfort her. The trust issues were immediate and deep.
Had one hidden in the room, and whenever we first got together, she said that she would never hurt me or cheat on me. She would be truthful, and yet she's lied to me left and right.
Ms. Willard, you kept lying and you kept cheating?
No, I did not. I had a guy over at my house, yes. He was visiting because he was a childhood friend, and I didn't tell him because I knew he'd flip out because I know how he is.
The drama intensifies as we learn about the hidden in the house incident. Mr. Hodges confirms he found another man hiding in her mother's bedroom. Ms. Willard's mother, Ms. Champion, defends the action, saying they hid him because she didn't want to hurt him and because Hardy's got a temper. This justification for hiding a man in a closet from your fiancé is certainly a choice, and not a great one.
I was there to comfort her, and we talked for a week or so, and
Oh, you met her after she had a one-night stand with another guy, and then she cried on your shoulder, and then you and she got together.
yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Blevins, I understand that you are the one who pushed your son to open this case.
Yes, Your Honor.
And why did you do that?
Hold the phone. The plot thickens exponentially. Mr. Hodges' mother, Ms. Blevins, drops the ultimate bombshell. Your Honor, she was already married when they got engaged. Judge Lake, with perfect timing, clarifies, "So you were engaged to Mr. Hodges, but you were married to another guy at the time?" Ms. Willard simply replies, "Yes, Your Honor. Ma'am, you have a whole entire husband." The layers of deception are astounding.
I was engaged.
Yeah, we were engaged.
So you were engaged, Ms. Willard?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
So now that makes more sense. When your fiance came in the house, then you hid this other guy in the...
Because I didn't want a fight to start.
And Your Honor, she was already married when they got engaged that my son didn't know about.
So you were engaged to Mr. Hodges, but you were married to another guy at the time?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Blevins, the mother of the accused, shares her first impression of Ms. Willard, and it's a doozy. She thought she was sneaky, noting she always kept her phone on her and would hide it when Mr. Hodges came near. She even claims to have messages from another man Ms. Willard was seeing concurrently. This mama had her son's back from the jump, spotting the red flags from a mile away.
Never let him get a hold of it, and when she was on it and he would come around, she would hide it. I've had messages from a guy that she was seeing while she was seeing my son.
How did you find him?
It's the guy that was with her when Lillian was born at the hospital.
Do you have those messages?
Yes, ma'am.
Let me have those. Jerome, can you please bring me those messages? Thank you.
The text message evidence is presented, and it's damning. Ms. Blevins read aloud a conversation with the other man, who stated, "So she cheated on both of us." Ms. Blevins replied, "Looks that way." This directly contradicts Ms. Willard's denial of dating both men at the same time. The paper trail doesn't lie, and it paints a picture of a very tangled, very messy web of relationships.
Your Honor.
So why is this man saying this? He's giving all these specific details to Ms. Blevins.
He was at the hospital when Lillian was born.
Yes, I was with him at that time.
Your Honor, he's saying that. He's saying that because he wants my daughter. I've been through it with this person. When, I think it's in February, right after Christmas sometime, when she didn't even know she was pregnant at that time. She left my house.
Judge Lake recaps the stunning list of deceptions, and it's a long one. She hid that she had a husband, she hid that she had had a child, and she also hid a man in her mother's house. With each point, Mr. Hodges confirms, "Yes, Your Honor." It's a breathtaking resume of dishonesty that makes you wonder how he kept up with all the storylines. It's truly a masterclass in chaos.
Found out Miss Willard was pregnant.
She called me and she said that she was 8 months pregnant, and
8 months?
yes,
Yeah.
Later on down the road, I'm sitting there texting her every day, asking about the baby, seeing if the doctor's appointments are going well and everything. Come find out whenever we called her OBG to see when her next appointment was, they said it was her checkup for the baby.
Checkup?
Yes, ma'am.
The lies get even more specific and bizarre. Text messages show that on May 27th, Ms. Willard was texting Mr. Hodges about her pregnancy, saying the baby's lungs weren't fully developed, and the due date was in July. The catch? The baby, Lillian, was born on May 23rd. She was texting him about a pregnancy that had already ended, creating a fictional timeline that was completely unhinged.
Was born on what day?
May the 23rd.
Ms. Willard, this is too much lying.
I know.
This is just too much lying. Now, I heard about 5 lies already. What is going on? Why are you texting him like the baby isn't born when the baby is born?
When confronted with the lie about the baby being born, Ms. Willard offers a new explanation. "He's married now, and I just didn't want to break up a marriage." Judge Lake immediately pokes a hole in this, pointing out she had already told him she was pregnant, so the cat was already out of the bag. The excuses are piling up faster than she can invent them, and none of them are holding water.
He had a kid by another person. That's it.
But you told him, "I'm pregnant 8 months. I didn't find out till I was 6 months." You told him anyway. So what is this about breaking up a marriage? You'd already told him you were pregnant.
Because I was with the other guy, and I had been living with him for a while, and I thought I was going to keep living with him, but we broke up.
In a stunning confession, Ms. Willard admits the other man asked for a DNA test because he thought he could be the father. She claims they then found out he was the dad just by looking at the baby, so they called off the test. Judge Lake is rightly flabbergasted, pointing out that's why they are in court. You can't find out paternity through vibes and a strong resemblance.
Did you tell the other guy, could he possibly be the biological father, and you said no?
I never told him that. He wanted a DNA test, so I was going to give him one. And then we found out he was the dad, and he was like, "Well, don't worry about it, because now I know."
How'd you find out he was the dad?
Because
We're here in this courtroom to find out.
Because the way that she looks
just like him.
The pressure mounts, and Ms. Willard begins to break down, saying she feels like she's being jumped on and that everyone's against me. Judge Lake gently but firmly asks if she feels responsible, and she admits, "Yes," and I take credit for that. It's a rare moment of accountability in a sea of deflection, showing a glimpse of the person buried beneath all the prevarication and chaos.
Do you also feel like you know you're responsible for a lot of what's happening here?
Yes, and I take credit for that.
Do you have a reason or an understanding as to why you do tell all of the lies you tell?
You may be honest with you, he's married, and I just wanted a family.
Finally, a moment of raw honesty. Judge Lake asks why she tells so many lies. Ms. Willard's voice cracks as she gives the real answer. "To be honest with you, I just wanted a family." Her mother confirms she's never seen her daughter so committed to a man. This reveals the tragic core of the case, a desperate, flawed attempt to create stability, which ironically created nothing but turmoil.
It's okay. You can take your time, because I knew something was on your heart, because you're out there just spinning.
I've never seen her in all her time for dating guys. I have never seen her take a guy with her everywhere she goes.
But what I think your daughter is saying, and this is and you are giving me great insight, Miss Champion, to what's happening.
In a surprising twist, Mr. Hodges reveals his own conflicted feelings. Despite the lies and the fact that he is now married to someone else, he admits, "I want the baby to be mine. I do." He explains he's gotten attached to baby Lillian. It's a complicated emotional reveal, showing that beneath the anger, a bond has formed, and he genuinely hopes the DNA results will confirm it.
I want the baby to be mine. I do.
You do?
Yes, Your Honor.
You sincerely want this baby to be yours? Even though you're married to someone else right now, you still really want this baby to be yours?
Yes, Your Honor. Being there with her just get attached. I'm used to her being there.
Well, I believe I've taken enough testimony.
The results are in. Judge Lake announces, "Mr. Hodges, you are the father. After all the lies, the hidden men, and the secret marriage, the one thing Ms. Willard was telling the truth about was the paternity. It's the outcome both parties secretly wanted, offering a chance for this messy situation to finally have a foundation of truth to build upon for baby Lillian's sake."
In the case of Hodges versus Willard, when it comes to 1-month-old Lillian Willard, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Hodges, you are the father.
Lorraine Bolyjack opens up about the 30-year emotional toll of not knowing her father. She describes a childhood filled with anger, hurt, resentment, watching other kids with their dads. The pain extended into adulthood, as her own children now ask who their grandfather is, and she has no clear answer to give them. This lifelong mystery has cast a shadow over multiple generations of her family.
The past 30 years, I've had a number of emotions: anger, hurt, resentment, not knowing who my father was, growing up with other kids with their fathers and me not having a father. And even into adulthood, my children question who their grandfather is, and I can't give a clear answer.
Ms. Common, the mother, states she is absolutely sure Mr. Smith is the father. She claims she told him when Lorraine was 1 year old, giving him her address and phone number, but he never followed up. She says he contacted Lorraine only once and then vanished. This sets up the central conflict. A mother's certainty versus an alleged father's denial, and a lifetime of absence that created deep-seated doubt.
Well, the only reason that she's not certain that Robert is her father is because he'd never been around. I mean, like, I told him when she was 1 year old that he was the father, and I gave him her address and phone number and told him how he can get in contact with her.
Mr. Smith lays out his defense for why he can't be the father. He states, "She don't favor none of my kids." Then he makes a more pointed accusation, claiming, "The mama, she was out there living the life." This immediately triggers a fiery response from Ms. Common, setting the stage for a dramatic back and forth about their past and her character.
He never did. He got in contact with her once and then that was it. He didn't get in contact with her no more.
And so, Mr. Smith, Ms. Common has said you've had the information. You don't believe you're Ms. Bolyjack's biological father?
No, ma'am, I don't believe so. She don't favor none of my kids, you know what I mean? So, and then the mama, she was out there.
Ms. Common passionately refutes Mr. Smith's claim, launching into a now iconic monologue. "It was summer love, baby. It was just me and you." She flips the script, accusing him of being the one who was horning around, stating that's the real reason she left him. This summer love defense becomes the poetic, if chaotic, cornerstone of her entire argument for his paternity.
Just me and you, we was together. It was summer love, baby. It was me and you. It wasn't no, I was out there. And you know the reason I left you. I left you because you were the one out there hoeing around.
So what was the nature of the relationship? Tell me. Well, you said it was summer love, Miss Common.
Yeah, but girl, women kept coming up to me telling me that Rob was their man in and wanted to fight me over Robert and stuff like that, so I left him.
In a massive plot twist, Ms. Common's story shifts. She admits there is a possibility someone else is the father. She reveals that during the summer love with Mr. Smith, she was also going back to my ex. She explains she initially told the older, more responsible ex he was the father because she needed support. This confession completely undermines her decades of certainty.
That he was the father because he was much older and he was much responsible for taking care of her. There's a possibility that he's the father too.
Oh, so you're saying right now that there is a possibility that someone else is your daughter's biological father?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because at the time when it was summer love with Mr. Smith,
I was still going back to my ex.
After you got done with him because he was acting up.
Right.
When the summer love turned cold.
The conversation gets uncomfortably specific as Mr. Smith reveals the brevity of their fling, stating they only had sex about 3 times. Lorraine, visibly distressed, interjects, "I'm sorry, I just don't want to hear all that." It's a raw moment where the clinical details of her potential conception clash with the profound emotional weight of her 30-year search for identity.
Only a few times. Nah.
Well, how many times did we have sex?
About 3 times.
I'm sorry.
About 3 times. That was it.
I just don't want to hear all that. Can we get back to
That was it. You know, she disappeared.
But it only takes once. You know that.
I understand.
And if you didn't use protection, that's how you make babies.
And we didn't use protection neither time. At all the times we made love.
Judge Lake presses Mr. Smith on his actions after he was told about the baby. He admitted he was excited when first informed, yet he confesses, "I didn't do anything to pursue a relationship." This contradiction highlights the core of the issue. A fleeting moment of potential responsibility was utterly eclipsed by a lifetime of avoidance and inaction, leaving a child in limbo.
I didn't, Your Honor.
Even though you acted happy about it?
Yes.
So why didn't you ever show up?
Because he was too busy out there hoeing around, having partying and hoeing around.
I was doing my thing. I ain't gonna lie. I was doing my thing.
And so, Ms. Boley,
I know you was.
Ms. Boley-Jack, when you hear this conversation, the fact that this man who your mom says is your biological father was excited to hear about you, but never ever came to see you.
Lorraine recounts the most crushing betrayal of her childhood. At age 12, Mr. Smith finally called, told her he was her father, and gave her a phone number. 2 days later, she tried to call him, only to find the number was already disconnected. The hope he briefly gave her was snatched away instantly, a deeply cruel act that solidified her feelings of being unwanted.
Everything that's going on today is just like, it's so many inconsistent stories from both parties.
And so, Ms. Boley-Jack, I want you to look at Mr. Smith and I want you to tell him what it felt like waiting 12 years to get a call and then after that, calling 2 days later and that number being disconnected.
It was a horrible feeling.
When asked how Mr. Smith's abandonment made her feel, Lorraine doesn't hold back. She describes feeling hurt, angry, disgusted. Hearing this, Mr. Smith is visibly moved, saying, "It really hurts me." But when asked why he disappeared, he offers a weak excuse about the life I was living and not being ready to step up to the plate, a justification that rings hollow after 30 years.
Mr. Smith, when you hear Ms. Boley-Jack, when you hear Lorraine describe what it felt like as a child, how does it make you feel to hear that?
It really hurts me. It really hurts me, you know?
Why did you disappear? Why? You had opportunity. She came to find you, to tell you. At 1, that would have been before Lorraine could remember all of this.
The paternity mystery reaches its peak complexity. Ms. Common drops the bombshell that she had sex with both Mr. Smith and her ex-boyfriend on the same day. She didn't discover the pregnancy until a month later. This stunning admission reveals the true, unsolvable biological puzzle that has fueled this 3-decade-long saga and explains the genuine scientific basis for the doubt.
Was the time you went back with your ex anywhere near the window of conception?
Okay, so like when I left Robert and I went back to my ex, I had sex with him the same day I went back with him. And I didn't find out I was pregnant until a month later after that. But I had sex with both of them on the same day.
The judge introduces a calendar submitted by Ms. Common, which places the window of conception in July, a time she was with both men. With Lorraine's birth date being April 21st, the timeline indeed points to 2 potential fathers. The judge concludes, this is what a paternity issue is made of, finally providing a clear, logical reason for the decades of confusion and conflicting stories.
different men in the same day. Eventually, you really started to observe the calendar.
Yes.
To figure out, okay, let's look at this window of conception.
Yes.
So this is the calendar you submitted to the court. You said July is when you believe you conceived, right?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
And that's when you were with Mr. Smith, but you also admit you were sexually active with your ex.
Yes.
The results are in. After 30 years of uncertainty, the truth is revealed. Mr. Smith, you are not the father. The outcome is not what anyone hoped for. The judge offers a heartfelt apology to Lorraine, who sought closure, but instead is left with a definitive end to one possibility, forcing her to look toward the other man for the answers she still desperately needs.
In the case of Common versus Smith, when it comes to 29-year-old Lorraine Bolijak, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Smith, you are not the father.
Ms. Gregory pleads her case, stating it's very important to save her family. She reveals they got engaged in May, but Mr. Elston broke it off just 2 weeks ago over paternity doubts. She feels both her son Carson and her unborn child deserve their father. Her entire goal is to get this cleared up and reunite their family, placing all her hopes on the DNA results.
It's very important for me to save my family because I feel that my kids, both of them, my unborn child and Carson, deserves their father. And I feel that we got engaged in May. He broke up with me 2 weeks ago because of paternity issues. So I feel that we need to get this all cleared up.
Mr. Elston explains why he called off the engagement. He says while working out of town, multiple people called and texted him, telling him she was cheating. He even admits to sending people to check on her. This paranoia was fueled by rumors and sightings, creating a foundation of distrust that ultimately made him question everything about their relationship and the paternity of her child.
It was, people calling me and texting me, telling me that, she's cheating or either somebody's in the driveway. I work out of town and I'm like, I do stuff like I send people over there to check on her just to make sure she's not doing nothing. And, multiple people told me that they caught her ex in the driveway, caught his car there.
Your Honor.
The star witness arrives. Mr. Elston's sister reveals she is the one who caught Ms. Gregory. She states her hard-working brother asked her to check on Carly and Carson. When she rode by the house, she saw her ex's truck was there. She immediately called her brother with the news. This first-hand account from a family member makes the accusation much more credible and damaging to Ms. Gregory's defense.
He works to take care of Carson, Carly, and the unborn child. And he called me, he told me to go to the house and check on Carly and And I did. When I rode by there, her ex's truck was there. So I called my brother and I told him.
Was your ex's truck there, Miss Gregory?
No, Your Honor, my ex lives like 4 states away.
So whose truck was it?
The origin story of this relationship is a mess. Ms. Gregory admits she met Mr. Elston through her ex at a basketball game. She was dating her ex, and he had a girlfriend. They started sleeping together 2 weeks after we met, and she got pregnant almost a month later. So this entire family saga began as a full-blown affair.
Me and Mr. Elston met through my ex at a basketball game. I was dating.
Through your ex?
I was dating my ex, and he was cheating on me at the time, so I felt comfort in Mr. Elston. He had a girlfriend also. We started sleeping together 2 weeks after we met, and then I got pregnant like almost a month later.
Setting the stage for a lifetime of trust issues. The hospital story is wild. Ms. Gregory says, after having no contact during her pregnancy, Mr. Elston showed up on the second day and begged for me to give Carson his last name. She refused, telling him he could sign the birth certificate but not give the baby his name. This power struggle at the most vulnerable moment highlights the deep lack of trust from the very beginning.
We text like 2 weeks after that, and that's about it.
And so when you had Carson, was Mr. Elston at the hospital?
He came to the hospital the second day. I had to have an emergency C-section, so I was in the hospital for 5 days. He came the second and begged for me to give Carson his last name when we was not talking the whole pregnancy. I told him, you can sign the birth certificate, but you cannot give my son your last name right now.
Mr. Elston tells his version of the hospital visit. He says he walked in happy, held the baby, and then his mood shattered. His exact words, confirmed by Ms. Gregory, were, "He's too white." He stated the baby didn't have his nose, my ears, my eyes, and he simply gave the baby back and walked out. His immediate physical denial of the child was a crushing moment.
Sit down, take a picture, and I looked at him
Your
real
exact
closely.
words was, "He's too white."
And Your
That's
Honor,
exactly what he said.
the baby didn't look like me. He don't have my nose, my ears, my eyes, or nothing. And I just got up and gave her the baby and I walked out.
Your Honor.
Really?
My brother, Your Honor, my brother has 2 other children, and
that he does not take care of.
From the beginning,
I
when
take care
both
of my
of his
children,
baby
Your Honor.
mothers had the baby, from the beginning, they both came out looking just like my brother.
The sister brings up social media evidence, claiming Ms. Gregory posted things on Facebook that created doubt. She specifically mentions a picture with another dude around the time she was supposed to be pregnant by Mr. Elston. This shows the couple's real-life drama was being fueled and documented online, using social media posts as evidence in their personal courtroom saga.
Your Honor, if she didn't post things on Facebook that made my brother feel otherwise, it wouldn't be any doubt.
Things like what?
She's actually posted a picture with another dude around the time she was supposed to be pregnant by my brother.
And Your Honor,
actually have the
You
picture.
submitted that photo to the court?
Yes.
Oh, so this is the picture.
Who is that, Carly? Ain't that,
That's my
ain't
ex.
that your ex?
I got pregnant in March. That photo was taken in April. We were still together, but we broke up. Me and him had no sexual relationships in March.
The evidence gets more concrete. Mr. Elston presents a text exchange from a friend who was at the house. The friend texted, "Have you talked to Carly today?" and then revealed she's in there, laid up with another guy. When Mr. Elston asked if they were hugged up, the friend confirmed yes. This testimony from an inside source severely undermines Ms. Gregory's claims of fidelity.
And she was like, well, she's in there laid up with another guy, and I'm in the living room.
You submitted that text exchange to the court.
Yes, ma'am.
The friend says, "Have you talked to Carly today?" You say, "No, why?" The friend says, "She has some guy over here with her in the living room." You text back, "Are they hugged up or anything?" And she texts back, "Yes." Was this the ex that she saw you hugged up with?
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge Lake catches Ms. Gregory in a major lie. She claims she had no sex with her ex in March, the crucial conception month. The judge points out she posted a photo with him that month, captioned, "I love you," with a heart. Noting her fidgeting fingers, the judge calls out the obvious lie, highlighting the incredible inconsistency between her social media affection and her sworn testimony.
Are you saying that you had no sex with your boyfriend in the entire month of March?
Correct, Your Honor. I did not have any sex with him.
So all of a sudden after February, you just weren't sleeping with him anymore, but you just happened to go out to dinner with him and his whole family and put a post up about it and say, "I love you" with a heart.
Yes, Your Honor.
And I'm sure
You realize every time you lie, then your fingers go like this?
In the most shocking reveal, Ms. Gregory admits she had sex with her friend's boyfriend. When pressed for details, she reveals it was on Valentine's Day and that it was a threesome, adding she knew about it. This admission of a threesome with a friend's partner introduces a whole new potential father into the mix, making the paternity mystery infinitely more complicated.
My friend's boyfriend.
Your Honor, actually, it was on more than one occasion. One of the times they had a threesome.
How did you have sex with your friend's boyfriend?
It was on Valentine's Day. We had a threesome. She knew about it.
So you had a threesome on Valentine's Day. I don't know what to even put, just a 3, Jerome?
I'd say a 3 in circle.
Despite the chaos, a touching moment emerges. Judge Lake notes Carson is almost 2 and likely saying data. Ms. Gregory confirms he already says it to Mr. Elston, calling him a very good father and stating they love each other very much. This shows a genuine, loving bond has formed, regardless of biology, complicating the emotional outcome of the DNA results.
Actually active with your ex.
Yes, Your Honor.
So let's just move on. Carson's almost 2 years old. And this court cares about the fact that in the very near future, he is either going to say the words "dada" or he's already saying it.
He's already saying it to Mr. Elston. He's a very good father to Carson. They love each other.
Mr. Elston shows his emotional conflict. He admits, "I do feel like Carson is his son when he's with him. He has built a real bond, but just wants the truth." He concludes, "It's hurt me that I gotta go through this today," revealing that despite his doubts, this process is painful because he has come to love this little boy.
And do you feel like when you're with him, do you feel like that's your son?
I do. And you know, I just want the truth today to determine whether he's really mine or not.
Well, she's pregnant now, and she says there's also a paternity question related to this baby.
Yes.
So it's not as if this is ending today.
Yeah.
The results are in, and they are definitive. Mr. Elston, you are not the father. This is the outcome he feared but suspected. He reacts with resigned disappointment, stating, "I put myself in a situation where I thought I could trust her. I deserve better." Yet, he shockingly adds, "I'm not going to give up on him," suggesting he may maintain their bond despite the biological truth.
This court, Mr. Elston, you are not the father. I'm sorry, Mr. Elston, you are not Carson's biological father.
Yeah, and I put myself in a situation where I thought I could trust her, and I deserve better. And I'm not gonna give up on him if that's what she thinks. So